Pay to play, pay to play, pay to play, pay to play. And now that they've made dogs even harder to get in the last few updates, even this has become slightly pay to play. Though not too much, since it still costs almost $1,000 to get a dog with a true friend skill. You guys have communicated to Kafir that the game has become pay to play. They didn't seem to get your point, so I wrote them a letter, which they responded to and said that they were going to fix it, but then we realized that that was a miscommunication. Then I wrote them another letter that more fully explained why the game has become so much of a grind, and specifically mentioned the statistics of how hard it is to get a dog with the true friend trait. They did not respond to that letter, but in this last update, 1.8.1, they did the exact opposite. Rather than decreasing the grind to get oak and steel, they added more options for it to be purchased in the shop. Instead of making dogs easier to get or breed, they have made them harder. Am I upset? Yes. Should I be upset? No, I don't know. I don't think so. I just have to remind myself that they are new at this. They don't know what works and what doesn't. I think they should read some books on the subject to help them out, but I imagine it's extremely frustrating to be a game developer. Did you guys know that only 2% of gamers spend money on free-to-play games? 2%! Now they can make money on ads, but they have to learn how to make the bulk of their money from only 2% of players. That sucks. And a lot of game developers don't make it because of how difficult that is. But Last Day on Earth did make it! They made tons of money on a game that was truly free to play. But now they've changed their game to where high levels are essentially no longer free to play. It's really hard to grind for high level walls, at least in comparison to how easy it is to pay for them. I think this is really going to hurt them in the long run. If the books that I've read are correct, each of these pay-to-play options will give them a boost in sales at the cost of the reputation that they have built up when their game was more balanced. That loss in reputation will slow down or even possibly reverse their game culture momentum, which according to these books, no game has ever made it to the top 10 free-to-play games without an incredibly strong game culture momentum. I might push back on that a little bit because I don't think Candy Crush Saga has ever had that much game momentum, but I do think they make a good point, and most of the best players that I know have either left the game or they're thinking about it. Now on a quick note, if you feel like you've been scammed, then you should ask for a refund. They seem to be pretty good about getting you a refund within a minimum of 2 weeks. If they never respond about a refund, then you should go through your credit card company. Since the game is in beta, it is my opinion that we should give them room to try things out. It is our responsibility as gamers to give them feedback and to play the game or not play the game based on how much fun it is. That will ultimately give them the best feedback of how to develop their game. I still believe that they're going to figure it all out by the time the game is actually released. I've been encouraged by all of the updates they've been making lately, and it seems like they have even more big updates coming soon. In the meantime, I again recommend Grim Soul Survival. It is not as fully developed as Last Day on Earth, but it is made by the same company. It is a much more challenging game, but it doesn't require an insulting amount of grinding to play it, which I personally like a challenge and I don't like grinding, so it's pretty perfect for me. In addition to that, the only thing they had in the game that was pay to play, they changed it to where it is no longer pay to play. So there is nothing about the game that is pay to play. Now it's not on iOS yet, which is a big hang up for a lot of you guys, but since it's growing so fast, I imagine they'll be adding that sometime soon. Well, that's it guys. In addition to those, update 1.8.1 had 6 hidden changes. The most notable changes are that they changed the minimum requirements to play the game, so some people with older phones can no longer play the game, and they added the concept of increasing your chance of getting rare items the more chests you open. They have not made this change to the motorcycle gas tank yet, but the fact that they have been able to code it in the shop means that they should be able to make it happen in the bunker. I mentioned to Kafir that this looks a little bit bad that they changed it in the shop before they changed it in the bunker like they said they were going to, and they said that they understood my point, so hopefully that is a change that will happen sometime soon. Also, even though I made this other video under the guise of helping other YouTubers grow their channels, I really made this video to thank you guys, and to secretly get more people to check out Last Day on Earth type games. So I hope you guys check out that video because I think you'll really find it interesting, and the more views it gets, the more people it will attract to play these type of games. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.